I don't know if this is going to work because I've got a weak connection apparently, but I'm going to try anyway. And what I'm doing right now, I'm going to go impromptu live for a minute. I want to show you some of the herbs in my veg garden and how great it's looking. We've just come back from holiday, and whilst we've been away, it's been really wet and really warm, so it's looking really good. Not got too much in because I've been so busy practice building this first half of the year that I didn't get a lot planted. But there are quite a lot of perennials in this veg garden anyway. And so I'm going to take you for a little tour and explain why we have some of what we have. Okay, turning the camera around. So there's my husband. He's digging his spuds because we've got some blight came into the garden. It's very damp where we are. We live up in the Staffordshire Moorlands in the UK. You see, it's see if you can see up there. My dog's down there somewhere. And this is the veg garden that's right next to our house. What you can see down here in particular is yarrow, which is a herb that I grow. It's the only herb that I use not homeopathically. I do use it homeopathically. It's the only herb I use as a herb rather than as a homeopathic remedy. The reason for that is that homeopathic remedies are put into extreme dilution so they can't have any side effects. And herbs I grew up with as a child. We always used it for the beginnings of any flu or virus or fevers, anything like that. So it's been tried and tested in our family for such... rookie error. I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi off because we live quite rurally. The Wi-Fi is pretty poor. And so I've gone over onto data. When I do all my appointments, I Skype on data because data is very reliable. So now we shouldn't get cut off. So I was telling you about yarrow, and the reason that we use yarrow for fevers and fevers and flu. The first sign of flu. It's very good as a blood purifier. This is what my mum told me when I was a child, and we've always used it when I lived in student houses. We always used to have people come round and treated so many people with it, and it works really well. It's a nice thing to use. We use it with honey and lemon. This time of year it looks absolutely gorgeous. I've got red, yellow, orangey colours and the white. The purple is actually oregano, which is another herb that we use a lot in cooking, but also as an antiseptic. It's a really good antiseptic, and we put it in our dog food for worming purposes. So that's about it on our herbs down there. There's lots of mint and sorrel, which is a great favourite. Those are chives. I was saying that the reason we don't use herbs otherwise is that you can still have allergic reactions to them. You can still have side effects from them. Not all of them work as a similar. With homeopathy, you're using a substance that produces the symptoms that you're trying to cure. The reason that you're doing that is that you're trying to assist the body in producing the symptoms it's trying to produce to cure itself. You're not working against the body, you're working with the body at that point, trying to enhance the healing that the body's doing. So if I am going to use a herb, I will check, first of all, whether it's a herb that works as a similar. So for one example that a colleague of mine, Inga Fleur, is writing about, I used to have a very high rate of miscarriage. So I've been pregnant 9 times and have 4 children. And the last 2 pregnancies I had, I didn't miscarry because I used a herb called viburnum. But I didn't use it as a herb. As a herb, it's used. It's called cramp bark, and it's to stop people having period pains and miscarriages. But I used it. I researched it and discovered that it works by similars. It actually creates those symptoms in people, and we use it herbally to cure those symptoms. We use it as a homeopathic, as a similar. But what I did was then take it into homeopathic dilution, so it can't have any side effects. And I used that to keep my last 2 children on board. So those are the only herbs I really use. I tend to check if they're similars. In our veg garden, we've got quite a lot of permaculture things. There's a kale called Daubenton's. Kale's very good for alkalising your body. It's just there, that one there, I'm poking it. Got lots of spinach and other such stuff. It's looking really glorious out there. Looking really pretty. There's my husband's digging the potatoes up. Carrots. Lots of lettuces, they've all gone to seed because it's been so hot. We've just been in France and had friends of ours who were originally patients who've come and looked after the house. There's another herb over there, actually, we do use that one, that's calendula, sitting in the border just over there. So there are actually quite a few herbs that we use. Tend to use calendula in a healing cream with chickweed for scarring. Chickweed's called stellaria, and that is actually, I do actually use that as a herb too. So we use that for eczema. It's very good, chickweed for eczema, for soothing without suppressing. So there you go. I didn't realise how many herbs we still actually use. Got quite a few of them. So the yarrow we will harvest when we can bear to let go of the flowers. Harvest that and hang it up, tie it up to dry, and that will be used over the winter. Probably won't get through all of that because I think our supply is getting really plentiful. This time of the year you can find it along the verges, the white variety, which is the original variety. You find it along the roads in the UK, or on the edges of fields where it's not mown. You would want it to be in bright sunshine, otherwise you won't find it. It doesn't want to grow in the shade. But it transfers really beautifully here. When we lived in Massachusetts, we visited a Shaker. It was an estate where there had been a Shaker community, and that was something that they grew plentifully in their gardens. And I'm pretty sure in the Tudor gardens they grew a lot of yarrow. It's used for staunching bleeding, and in taken in big quantities it will actually cause hemorrhaging. So it's homeopathically used for preventing hemorrhaging, but it's a very good blood purifier. So I think that's probably enough for today. Just wanted to give you a little look because it's starting to look really nice, and I'm so pleased to be back in it. And I've got some weeding to do. But I'm studying this weekend, so I'll have to wait. And I've just been round with the organic slug pellets just to keep it all there until I get back after the weekend. I might be able to give it an hour on Monday. A bit of weeding. Okay, folks. Bye. Bye.